Let me refresh it several times until it actually starts doing it.
Talking about it, TLA. Anyway.
Several times. Ooh, there you go. This is very nice. Very nice. If you look on the stream, Andrew.
Ooh, this is cool.
Yeah, Chris actually gifted me this.
This is sick. This is sick. That's actually cool.
Yeah.
Wait, where am I looking at?
Brother.
I'll go hold on, go YouTube, right?
It still says stream will be starting soon.
It will be starting soon.
And then it should change, right?
It's quite cool. It's like a storybook. Like a fairy tale has begun. The opening of the fairy tale. Oh, are we on?
Oh, yeah. I'm curious. Ooh, okay.
Oh.
All right. Welcome everyone to Team Serenity, the second Team Serenity live stream. And if you kind of notice, there's a bit of an upgrade here on my live stream here. But this is the second Team Serenity live stream, which we will be discussing the Sonic Revolution experience, basically about the 2024 in-person event this year. So we're going to lay it all there. And this was also Andrew and Doom's first time going to the in-person event.
Oh, it was, yes.
Yeah, so I want to know, like, what was your guys' like first experience going to the Revel in-person events? I want to know.
Who wants to start?
Would you like to start, Andrew?
I guess so, since I started speaking. Yes, it was great. It was a great experience. Very surreal for me. Also, it was my first time in the US. So it was like a, what's the word? Like a double whammy. So it's like, oh my gosh, first time US and first Sonic Revo and meeting everybody for the first time. It was great. It was very surreal and just, it just felt like a dream. You wake up the next day and think, was that real?
Double whammy?
Double whammy.
Yeah, I'm really glad you enjoyed yourself, Andrew. Like it must have been surreal, especially since we actually got to meet each other at Universal Studios Hollywood, and I got to meet you and your mom. So
yeah.
Were you kind of like maybe like your whole reaction was like, were you like Jack Skellington, like kind of just in awe, like trying to take it all in, like a very crazy.
Andrew being like, what's this? What's this?
What's this? What's this? All these fantastic rides. What's this? What's this? All the voice actors inside. I guess so, yeah. I could. Yeah, that's the best way to sum it up. Yeah, I was like Jack Skellington in Christmas Land.
Like I could tell both you and your mom were like taking it all in, because I know this was your first time going to Universal Studios as well.
Yeah.
So I think it was really fun to hang out with you and Kelp. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to do from username to face now.
Yeah, that was good. Good fun that was. Especially Nintendo Land was great as well.
Oh my gosh, the way you and Kelp just did those banters between Sonic, Shadow, and Silver were great. I was like,
Yeah.
Kelp's like, I'm gonna try to banter as much as I can. But do tell us about your experience for the Rebel in person. Like, what were you feeling?
I was scared of all of you.
Oh,
Scared.
Not like in a bad way, but I remember like when I was on my way there, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? How am I supposed to do this stuff? How does this thing work? I got this. Something like that. um, but overall, I'd say I actually had fun. Honestly, I had the time of my life.
Hey.
Yeah, I only went. I'm gonna be honest. The reason why I went because True Blue won as well. Also, Leah said that she'll be back.
What?
Leah said BRB. Like, Leah, we can't do this.
Yeah, no, we're live. You can't do it now.
Come on.
I guess I'm just gonna admire the YouTube streaming thing. Look at that lovely blue.
I know, I like this shade of blue.
It makes me think of Hercules, some odd reason.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Who is Antonio?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's Antonio?
Oh, that's what that is.
All right. Hello, Antonio, if you were listening. Hello.
ah, yeah.
Yeah, we were just wondering who Antonio is.
Oh, yeah, but I am sorry. I just had to get some dinner, but
Ooh, food.
yeah.
Food, glorious food.
But why were you scared? Why were you scared of us, Doom?
Because it's my first time seeing your guys' face like right in front of me.
Oh.
That can be very daunting. Lots of faces in one day.
Yeah, I'm just all like, all around me are familiar.
Oh my gosh. I still find it hilarious that like even at the in-person, Andrew, you were fashionably late and Doom had to take a flight and an Uber to get to the venue, but she got there before you did, and it was just a 5-minute walk.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I was still kind of late, wasn't I? Oh my gosh.
I think you really are channeling your inner Sonic because Sonic tends to be fashionably late as well.
That's true. Like in Sonic X, he always comes at the end.
Yeah. So,
I think another reason why he was fashionably late was he still Jack Skeleton everything.
oh yeah. That sounds about
Look,
right.
a car. Look, pine cones.
Yeah, like I was just so surprised. Like when I saw Doom, I immediately went for that hug, and I'm just like, "Where's Andrew?" And then Doom's like, "He's not here." I'm like, "He's only 5 minutes walk, and he's at the hill at that Double Tree Hotel." I'm like, Why is he not here yet?" Like everybody else was. All the other Rebel BAs were like most of us were there already. So I was confused. I was like, and I'm like, I was like, even in person, Andrew's fashionably late. But we totally love you, Andrew. I think that's become like your thing, like you tend to be fashionably late.
Just go like, hey, what's up? It's me.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. But I wanted to know, Andrew, when you saw like, the me and Doom like together, what was like going through your head? Like, were you like, oh my gosh, Team Serenity's here, or what was going through your head?
I'll be honest, I don't know what was going on in my head because when I turned up, I was bombarded with so many people. It's like I felt a bit like ah.
Oh.
I turn around and it's like MC's like hey hey, and it was turn around like Knuckles. He's like yeah, I'm Josh. It's like ah. Every turn there was someone there, so I was like so much to take in at once.
They're like they already recognize you like by face already.
Yeah, and then you hear like Tails in the background as Sydney's running out. It's like, oh my gosh! I
That
had
was
to do a
great.
double take. I was like, wait, who? That's Sydney.
It was great. It was totally great that Kelp got that moment. He captured that moment. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, I'm so glad that was filmed.
Yeah.
Kelp's a real one.
Yeah. Like I think what was also truly magical was that we actually did a cute little skit, if you saw on my Twitter, that we that we actually, the three of us actually hugged each other and Doom ended up falling. I'm curious, Doom, was that on purpose
Yes,
or was that an accident?
yes, please tell.
It was actually like both like, oh my gosh, I'm scared that I'm going to be stepping on your guys' feet, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Here's a solution. Plop.
Ah, it was a mix. Okay. I was like, oh no. I was like, he fell down. I was like,
Like,
I was so like, I think Andrew and I, we were both like, oh my gosh, you fell down. Are you okay?
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, oh my gosh, should we? What do we do? Is this a skip? Is this a? What's the banging noise?
my brother is just by the door, just bothering me. I don't know why.
I thought that was you, like trying to whack a fly or something.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
But it was just surreal to, to have the three of us be just, that first moment that all three of us are there. It was just surreal.
Yeah.
But I know the day before, like I'm going back to Universal Studios Hollywood, Andrew and I hung out with Kelp and Andrew's mom and my friend Super Dan, and I kind of sent photos to Duke that like, hey, I'm hanging out with Andrew and Kelp at Universal. But I was pretty surprised, Andrew, when I asked you, were you surprised how short I was? And you said I was not as short. I'm like, that's an interesting compliment.
Yes.
Because I was like, okay, at least he remembered that I kind of warned him that I'm a short person. um, but it was also cool because you got to meet one of my other BFFs, Super Dan, before
Yeah, Super Dan.
Yep, a huge Superman fan. You could tell from what he was wearing. A huge Superman.
Yeah.
But it was really cool that you guys were like chatting. I'm like, yay, my BFFs are bonding. I love this. But it was even more surreal when you guys got to meet, both of you guys got to meet Super Dan and Maybella. I want to know what was going through your heads when I was recording you guys meeting them.
I was smiling like a dork. It was nice.
For me, I was still stunned after meeting Scott, Knuckles. So I was, I was in that zone.
So while you were meeting them, you were like, Scott!
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because he gave me the Funko Pop for free, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting a present from him.
And then you're
So I was still stunned by that. I was just like, couldn't think straight. And you're like, come on, take a picture. I'm doing a video. I'm like, what? What's going on?
you're kind of like, I'm still trying to process what Scott gave me. You're like,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh wait. I was like, oh okay, it's like I'm meeting Leah's other BFFs. Right, gotta get my mind in space.
Rain, catch up, come on. But Scott.
But when did you but it was really great that you guys got to meet them, because you literally got to chat with them over when I was on an FB Messenger call with Maybella one time, and you guys got to say hi to her, and then now you guys actually got to meet her.
Was that the time we were talking about Love Struck?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Maybella and my friend Super Dan, they were going to a convention in, I forgot which convention it was, but Kirk Thornton was there. And Maybella asked me, hey, do you want me to do a video call with you so I could say hi? I said, sure. And then it just happened to be the same time we were in the VC together with Andrew. So but yeah, so what did you think of them and think of Super Dan and Maybella?
Yeah, they're lovely people, very lovely. It was great talking to them, and it was great to get to know them as well. So it was great.
I'm trying to be less chaotic as possible because I don't know. I make a crazy first impression sometimes.
Yeah. You're kind of like, I should probably dial it back a bit because this is Leah's other BFFs, and I don't know if they know if I'm chaotic.
I'm trying not to say the naughty F word.
Well, you are part of the Chaotix. You're Charmy B. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. But I was really glad I got to record that moment. And of course, Andrew, you got to meet my other friend who has the same name as you.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I was like, snap, I need to give you a nickname so that way you don't confuse each other. Yeah. My other friend was also there, but for some reason he was taking a nap a bit in his car. So that's why he wasn't in there when you guys got to meet Maybella and Super Dan.
He took a nap in his car.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have done the same thing, actually. Fair enough.
Yeah, like I think one of the highlights I would say is that when you guys did those cute little skits, and I think the very first one was like I was in line with Andrew for Jason, and Doom, you were in line for Lisa, and you guys just did that cute little skit, and then you just literally, Doom, you just brought out your Charmy plush. It's like, so are you guys gonna kiss or what?
I felt like that wasn't needed though.
That was a fun little skit.
Yeah, I'm sad that my baby brother ripped off his wings.
Aww. It's also ironic that I'm doing Sonic and Sonic was going to meet Jason, and then obviously you're meeting Lisa and you're doing Amy. It's like, what are the odds of that?
Yeah. I kind of like because I remember Doom, you thought I was the one who recorded that. I was like, no, I didn't record that one. And
The
then
Mandela effect got me.
yeah, and then I found out it was actually Kevin, and I'm like, oh yeah, Kevin was there. Yeah, now I remember that it was Kevin who recorded it. So luckily he recorded it. And I think that was because remember when I think when Kevin was recording, I actually was ducking so I wasn't in the thing. I wasn't in the video.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you guys finished, that's when I got up. I'm like, okay, good. I didn't want to ruin the skit, you know, if I was just like right there, right in the forefront of it, because that would be taking away the focus of what you guys were doing. So and I think if I know, I think Sonicify was right behind us, I think.
He was.
He was just fine. He was just standing there menacingly.
So yeah, in case if you guys yeah, I don't know, I don't think the video is posted on Twitter.
Why
But-
isn't it?
I
Yeah.
probably might need to ask Kevin about that, just to be sure if it's all right.
Wow, Kevin.
But I have to say I like it was pretty funny because the way that you did Charmy in that skit, Doom, is that it's just so ironic that Charmy lost his wings. Like, oh.
My poor son lost his wings thanks to his uncle.
Oh.
I was like, oh, poor Charmy. I was like, he did not deserve this. um, but yeah, I think I'm trying to remember what was the oh yeah, the second skit was literally I think it was you, Andrew, you gave the strawberry shortcake to Doom.
Yeah. That was great.
I was super surprised. Like, you guys handled that so well. Like, because I know that was all just improvised pretty much.
Oh yeah. I didn't know it was gonna happen. I just got told you have to do this. I thought, what am I doing?
Neither did I. Like I didn't.
Wait,
Like
was
oh,
it
this is
Kevin?
like what?
Was it Kevin?
It was all Kevin's idea, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't know Andrew was gonna give it to me. I thought this was your idea, Kevin. You give it to me.
Yeah.
I think it just made sense though, because they're like, hey, let's just have Sonic give the thing that Amy loves a lot, strawberry shortcake. Kevin and I actually planned this ahead of time.
This I knew.
Ever since we found out both of you were going to be in person, Kevin and I did our research and we were trying to figure out if there was a place that was near the venue that actually sold strawberry shortcake, which was basically pretty much a needle in a haystack because which is very ironic. But then I found out they actually sold it at Ralph's of all places. So I told Kevin, when you have time, if when you're free and available, go to Ralph's to buy them both strawberry shortcake. um, oh my gosh, Kevin put, I'm full of surprises. But so when we actually and they were pretty big slices, right? When you guys looked at it,
Right, they were big.
I was not expecting.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a triangle or something. And then when I saw it, I'm like, it's a square? It was like, I
Yeah.
thought
It was big.
It was really good, actually.
Oh, very tasty, very nice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you had to be in character though, Andrew and Sonic. Had
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's kind of like, man.
That was so fun. That was like my favorite skit that we did because I loved how he just brought everybody else into it and it just became like a bigger thing.
Right? Like it was like you just brought everybody in there like oh look there's kid over there. Yo Nux, you wanna try some?
Yeah.
I laughed
I was
so
like,
at it.
yeah, and I was just like, I'm gonna make Sonic try it then. Let's do this. And then it's like, And then I actually paused for like a couple of seconds, thinking, "This is actually really nice. Should I make him say it's very nice, or should I still stay in character and make someone go, nah, it still sucks."
Either hurt Amy's feelings or agree with her. Just
Yeah.
go with the standards. It sucks.
and then we had the chase at the end, pure Sonic and Amy chase.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, if only I knew how to make a hammer out of scratch, like from scratch.
Oh, I know that. That would have been the cherry on the top on, if anything.
Yeah.
Like
Chasing me with a giant hammer, then whack him in the head. That'd be brilliant.
just makes one out of paint buckets and a stick.
It was
And
great.
actually carry rings next time and get hit and throw rings everywhere.
Throw rings everywhere. Oh my gosh, it was great. Like I was not expecting the chase scene at all. Like I was like, I thought she was just gonna get mad, you know, and then do like a typical Amy thing and whack him on the head or something, you know. But then it went into an actual chase scene, and then I actually caught that on video. It was great. Like, and I think that was like the longest skit you guys did too, because
It took 5 minutes.
yeah. Yeah, it was 5 minutes. I was not expecting it to be that long. I think the fact Kevin quoted, "So you're tripping, Sonic." Like I think another highlight of that video is Josh's bit as Knuckles.
I like how Josh just licked the knife and he was like, "I'm pretty sure I just cut my tongue."
Well, like I just love that you gave him the plastic knife and then he just swore, and we're like, I was like, we laughed so hard in that bit.
I wish I could swear in that, but I couldn't. My dad was on the side.
Oh yeah. I'm just wondering, you do realize, Andrew, that your mom and Doom's dad were in there when it happened?
Across from each other.
Watch the whole thing unfold.
Yeah, it was. They're kind of like, oh, they're just having fun, right? And then they're like, oh, a chase? Okay. Like your dad was just looking out the window, Doom, too. Like out of the door, he was just looking when you were chasing Andrew.
I mean, that's his job.
He's got to like, need to be sure that.
Yeah, like, yep, that's my kid.
It was great. Like, I have to say that was like the highlight of it. But the most ironic thing, for those who don't know, Lee Majdu was in the room when it happened.
Oh yeah,
that was so fun. That was so funny. Like we were just doing our own thing, and then Lee Majdu was just chilling in the corner. And after that whole skit, we were like, I was like, we're professionals, I promise.
But I'm thinking, you know, since he worked with Jim Carrey, he's probably used to, you know, funny stuff happening behind the scenes, maybe.
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
So I just like how he was so chill about it. He's like, no, I'm good. Like he's just so chill about it. And we're like, oh, thank goodness. I don't know if you both noticed in that video, you could kind of see Dave B. Mitchell at some point in the video. He was actually getting food.
I didn't notice that actually.
I noticed.
What was that? What was that? I disconnected apparently.
Oh, Dave B. Mitchell was there for a bit getting food.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. If you actually look at the full video version, you know, because you guys are both my friends on FB.
Wait, from your perspective?
Yeah, from my perspective.
I've been seeing Arena's perspective this whole time. Hold up.
Yeah, because like it's somewhere in the middle. You can catch a glimpse of Dave B. Mitchell in the background. So it's just it's so funny. Like at first I didn't notice it at first either, and then when I actually watched it several more times, I caught it. I'm like, oh, Davy Mitchell was in there too while we were doing it.
Wow. So Agent Stone and Knuckles.
Yeah, it was. Uh, yeah, that was probably my favorite skit. And Kevin literally told me, "I can't believe I missed that skit." I said, "Don't worry, I recorded the entire thing on my phone."
I remember when we were talking about the skit, Ultimate was sad about it because he didn't know that I was sharing my cake, and he was like, "Man, I could have had some. Dang it, I have to do my job, unfortunately."
Yeah, because Ultimate was volunteering, so um but I told Ultimate it was so improvised. Andrew just brought in everybody and we were not expecting it at all. So it just, spontaneously happened, you could say.
Well, if he knew this was happening or something, would he like imagine if Ultimate was still volunteering and then Andrew as Sonic was like I don't know what character he would bring up, like, "Hey, Starline, you want a piece?"
Yes, want some?
I think, yeah, like yeah, I remember I showed it to Kevin and I think Andrew, you were rewatching it with Kevin, right? When we had that after dinner party thing.
Yeah. You were,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so it's like, and Kevin's like, "That's great." It's like, "I can't believe I missed it." I'm like, "Hey, I got it recorded." So, oh yeah, Chris wasn't there either. I'm trying to remember who was there. I know Josh was there. Other than you and Andrew Doom, it was Josh, Arena, Rockstar, MC, James. Am I missing somebody?
um,
Uh,
at least I don't. I mean, I don't think so, unless you want to count Shane in the back just watching it all unfold.
That was hilarious. Like I love that. Like as soon as he gave the strawberry shortcake, for Andrew to try it, right? You know what's gonna happen. I know I'm gonna die. And then Shay turns and then she just walks right there to get closer. It was great timing. And then
yeah.
and then you just see like Rockstar just, "So what do you think?" And then it's like, what was that whole long delay? Was that deliberate, Andrew? I'm curious.
No, I was actually debating in my head whether to say, yeah, it's great.
or to just, well, it sucks.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what? It's going to break Sonic's character to make him say it's great. So I thought, I'm going to stick and say it sucks. And it worked because it gave it more, what's the word? A bit more of a comedy twang to it.
Yeah, we ended up getting comedy gold with Doom chasing you out of the out of the room.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been different. It could have been like, it's great. It's like, you like it?
It could have even been more funny if you said it's great. No, 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 and then you change your mind. That would have been funny too. If you just deliver like you accidentally slip that it tastes good, but then it's like, oh no, no, well, it sucks. And then we could have had this, like it could have had the same comedy effect, but we got what we got, but the comedy was great in that one. Like
Yeah.
Imagine the alternative. Imagine the alternative. Sonic would be like, "You know what? This is great," and Amy would be like, "Really?" And yeah, and Sonic would be like, "Yeah, greatly disgusting."
ooh, that would have been hilarious too. Because like, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining alternative scenarios, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still, it's cool what we got, and it was just great. I think it's just unexpected. That's why everyone was like, "What's going on? They're running."
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that skit is like my favorite from the ones that you guys done, hands down. I probably say it's like a 15 out of 10 because literally
Big score.
Like it was so spontaneous of you bringing everyone else in, Andrew. I thought it was just something between, you know, Sonic and Amy, but bringing in everyone else was actually a genius move. um and everything. Yeah, that skit is like my favorite. And I'm so glad that we actually like Kevin managed to get that strawberry shortcake for you guys. To make
Yeah.
it happen.
So thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
We love you, Kevin.
We love you, Kevin. Shout out to Kevin. He
Yeah. Hashtag Kevin. Woo.
it was just phenomenal that um that we got that all on video. So for your viewing pleasure, it is on my Twitter. If you want to see it, and it's pinned because it's like the best content I ever posted. um, but I really want to know also, like, let's start with you, Dude. What was your like full thoughts on meeting Lisa Ortiz?
I basically had like no thoughts because like my brain was like completely empty when I was like at the front of it. I'm like,
Oh, like you didn't have any thoughts of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be meeting Lisa Ortiz. Like you didn't have that type of thoughts. It was just your mind is blank or something.
My mind was extremely blank. Like, what do I say? What am I supposed to be doing?
So, what did you say to her when you got to take a photo with her?
I don't remember.
You don't remember.
I remember like I remember I was trying to introduce myself and then she misheard and she like apologized for it and she told me that I can have a selfie with her for free, which is pretty cool.
Hey, hey, that's cool. You can never pass up free selfies.
Can never.
And I remember when I told you, dude, look at that, you know, that beautiful Sonami art piece in the back, and you ended up getting it. I'm like, I knew you were gonna get it. It was beautiful. You gotta admit that.
Mm-hmm. I just had to hide almost everything away just in order for my baby brother to get away from it. I can't trust him.
That's understandable. Because I know you were like DMing me. It's like, what do I say to her?
I was like, is it too late to back out now? I'm too nervous for this stuff. Get me out of here. And you're like, you got this.
Yeah, like just talk to her, you know, just say that that you love her Amy voice, you know. And you can also did you tell her that she was one of your inspirations for your Amy voice or no?
I don't know how to tell her that.
Oh. You're kind of
like I remember like I was so nervous, like I was in the line by myself, like without anybody to accompany me, and then Ultimate just came out to me, hey, you want your dad next to you? Like that would be helpful. I needed my dad.
Oh. Oh. But that's great that you at least got to meet Lisa. You know. It's very also ironic that I was in line with Andrew for Jason. So Andrew, what was your thoughts? What were you thinking when we were in line with Jason?
Yeah, excited as you do. When you meet these icons in your life, it's a weird thing because for me, right, it's weird. When I meet these voice actors I've obviously grew up with in person, I don't know what it is. Before I get to see them, I'm always like, I'm gonna keep it cool. I'm gonna be like, hey, how you doing? And just be, you know, cool and everything. But then as soon as I get closer, there's something happens to me. I start getting, maybe it's the fan within that just starts kicking in. and I get like, "Hi, big fan. Love your work. Hello."
Oh.
I don't know why it keeps happening. I try to stay confident, but my nerves just kick in. Like ah.
Did that happen when you met Roger?
Yeah. As soon as I got close to him, I was like, ah. Maybe I didn't scream in his face, but you want
That's
to
just
though.
you're just screaming in your brain like, hey, what's up? Ah!
Hi, how you doing?
Oh.
I don't know why. It happens all the time. I don't know. Only one voice actor I didn't scream in my head or anything. So weirdly enough, I don't know why, was Dan Green. I met him and I actually had a normal conversation with him,
Mm.
which was
Yeah.
weird. I thought, hey, I had a nice chat with Dan Green. He even asked me questions. Who was meeting who?
Did you like? I'm pretty sure you were pretty nervous. Then I guess maybe the coolness, keep your cool was kind of probably took over when you talked to Dan Green. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. It's the question I can't answer on that one. Just but everyone else has always been, hi, big fan. I love your work.
Oh my gosh. The
Sorry for the sweaty hands.
you sweat? Your hands are sweaty?
No, it was a joke. It was a joke.
I was about to say, I'm like, I hope you didn't like shake their hand when your hands are sweaty. Oh, but it was like I could tell it was pretty surreal for you, Andrew, because I remember
Oh
when we
yeah.
did that Sonic X 20th anniversary thing. It's like you're meeting the dude that voiced Sonic in Sonic X, you know. So
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
it's kind of like, oh my gosh, oh, it was like you're like, I'm meeting the dude that voiced Sonic in Sonic X, the show I grew up with and watched on TV.
Yeah. I was in like high school when Sonic X came out. That's how far back we're talking here. I used to run back from school and catch episodes and just take them off TV and watch it later.
I think I was like in middle school when it came out. So
I was
yeah.
non-existent.
Wow.
2006, baby.
So yeah, that's now you know. That's how old Andrew and I are.
You guys are like twice my age.
but but I'm so glad you guys got to meet like because I know Andrew, you can do a pretty good Jason Griffith Sonic voice. But I know you do more of your Ryan Drummond inspired voice when you
Oh yeah.
voice Sonic. And I believe I know you can also do Werehog Sonic as well.
Yep. Yep. Werehog Sonic, Roger Sonic, Jaleel Sonic,
Oh yeah, Jaleel
Ben
Sonic.
Schwartz Sonic.
What about Martin Burke?
I've never tried him. I'm gonna try that now.
Oh, damn.
Not now, but as in later, some other time.
Strange,
It's strange, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna practice on that now. I'm gonna try and do a. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. That's a new challenge for me. Ooh.
Oh, damn. What have I done?
Yeah, because I know you can do most of the Sonic VAs. I was like, Martin Burke, I haven't heard you do his voice of Sonic.
Yeah.
But I would also say I think the one debatable would be Devin Mac, because Devin Mac sounds very similar to Rogers, but just a little bit tweaked. You know, you can hear there's a difference, but he sounds very similar to Roger Sonic. So um but yeah, but was the nerves able to go down when you were talking to Jason, Andrew? I've been wanting
Um, yeah, I mean, I was mostly nervous meeting Ryan Drummond. I think I was starstruck when I saw him. My brain couldn't come up with any words. I think what I said to him at first was, "Big fan. I'm a big fan." I think that's what I said. I mean, you were there. That's what I said, right?
yeah. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
I wanted to
And
say something else. I think there was like an awkward silence, like for a couple of seconds, because I was like, "He's real."
He's always been real. What do you mean?
but yeah, like I could tell you were like starstruck when I looked at you. I'm like, yeah. And I'm
I'm
I'm kind of like
frozen in time.
I'm kind of like I'll probably let him collect his thoughts so he can form a proper sentence. Right? So
Yeah, I couldn't speak. I was just like, what?
Casper
Yeah.
speaks caveman.
But it was really cool, Andrew. You got to meet the Sonics this year. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel like wow, 3 in 1 year. That's just fantastic. Um, yeah, it's great. It's very surreal. I mean, I was worried I wasn't gonna see Roger though, only because the queue for him was so massive. And they were saying like, oh, he's got so many people, you might not be able to see him. So then there was a point they rushed through people and they had to try and hurry it up. So I was lucky to see him briefly, but I still got to see him.
Oh, but hey, you got to meet Roger.
Got to meet Roger.
They're probably like for Roger's line, since they know he voiced Sonic, gotta go fast. You gotta go through this line. That's probably they're like, gotta go fast. Okay, just say a few words, take selfie or sign. Okay,
Yeah,
you're on your way now. They're
I got
like
him to
there's no
sign Sonic Colors as well.
ooh.
Oh, nice.
He was like going for the classics. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. It I'm very curious. What's your which did you think of Roger when he voiced Sonic as like your favorite in terms of line delivery for you, Andrew?
No copyright in the universe is going to stop me. I got him to say that and write that. He wrote that in so my whole Sonic Colors cover now has literally got a massive quote.
Oh my gosh, that quote, yeah. The most iconic line of all time in Sonic Colors. Um, but I forgot. What did you have Jason sign for you? I forgot.
Oh, the Sonic and Shadow one.
Oh, okay. I
One
thought you
was yeah,
had
we
him
were so,
name or something.
yeah. I made him. I brought one of the prints, the Sonic and Shadow print.
Ah. Yeah. I was happy for you guys. I was just like, it's your guys' turn because I've met them already. um oh, I don't remember if I don't think I told Ryan that, yeah, this is the dude who sung the Roses cover to him.
Yeah, he's like, that's you. That's me.
Yeah. I remember when I told you, Andrew, like last year when I told you that I showed it to Ryan Drummond that your Roses cover. He's like, you did?
Yeah,
You were, and you told me you were fanboying so hard. I was like,
yeah.
oh.
That's what I mean. Like deep down, I'm a hardcore fan. It comes out. It's just I can't keep it down.
But I was happy for you guys. It's like, yay, now you finally get to meet them.
Yeah. I had a nice chat with Scott. So I did have a nice chat with him. He went and he told me like how he does his Knuckles voice, where it came from. He records every morning for the games back in the day. He recorded every morning to do Knuckles, where his voice was low. It's just interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to talk to the Knuckleses. How weird is that?
Yeah.
Seem to talk to the Knuckleses, the Knuckles, the meat Knuckles, the fists. I don't know what the.
I meant the character Knuckles, but
I know. It's just like what is the plural? What's the plural for Knuckles? Is Knuckles?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that is tough for plural for multiple Knuckles. But it was really cool that we got 2 Knuckles VAs for the in-person this year for Revo. Yeah.
You also got a Sonic and a half, a Shadow and a half, and Sage and Amy.
Yeah, I love how you said Sonic and a half. That's actually true.
Sonic and a half and Shadow and a half because he's known for both.
Yeah. That's why I agree. That's the way to perfectly word it.
I should have said a Sonic and a third because he also did Jet.
That's true.
That is true.
Also, even though I didn't have any interaction with Jason, there's like here's something that I remembered. When I was in line for Lisa, I saw True Blue and James like interacting with Jason, and I saw that True Blue was doing a skit with him, and I'll admit, you know my reaction or something. You know my reaction to that. I was smiling like a dork because this is really cute to me. Knowing well that Jason is an inspiration to True Blue, and that really made me smile.
Aww. That's adorable. I think what was hilarious, Andrew. I think when you were I think when we were talking to Ryan Drummond, I could hear like screaming, and I turned around and Kelp was doing a skit with Jason. and then I heard like Pete in the background like responding to them because I think if you saw like Kelp's video of him doing that skit with Jason Griffith, Jason kind of brings in Pete into the video for a bit. That's why I turned around. I was like, "What? What's going on?" I got surprised because it was so loud. I was like, "Oh!" And this happened when I was with Andrew in line for Ryan Drummond.
Can we talk about how funny it is the fact that Pete Capella can jump scare anybody, regardless of what time it is? Like y'all would just be chilling in line, and then all of a sudden, hey!
Yeah, it was just so unexpected. I was not expecting screaming to be in here, from like the actual VAs, but I was like, okay. I just jumped a bit because I was just like, whoa, who's talking? Who's screaming?
Just get startled every time.
It was great. And then I saw the video, Kelp posted on his Twitter, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what they were doing. That's why Pete was like yelling in there too. I'm not sure. Andrew, did you hear it? Or were you kind of like just talking to Ryan that you didn't hear it?
I heard the big shout of "It's no use."
Yeah.
It's no use. It's like what? What was that?
Yeah. I think that was Jason Griffith saying in the video, "It's no use," and pointing at Pete because him and Pete were right next to each other. And stuff. So that startled me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, they're doing a skit. Gotcha." Like that just caught me by surprise. But I was also happy for Kelp. He finally got to meet, Pete Capella and Jason.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
also
So,
great to meet David Humphrey as well. He was great as well.
yeah.
The
It's
original Shadow. It's like, oh my gosh.
yeah,
Yoji.
yeah. They're
The
like
OG.
yeah, they're all pretty nice. I found out Scott lives in the same city as me. Yeah,
Hey.
I found that out when I was chatting with him. And I said, "Oh, really?" And I said, "I also live in there." He's like, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah."
You basically gave him
Yeah.
your coordinates.
I
Could
just
be next door neighbors.
yeah.
Hi, neighbor. Hi, Scott.
Yeah, I found that out, so I was like, "Yo, that's great." So, um, and I told him, I was like, "I love that you gave Knuckles more of like yeah, because Scott's like Knuckles is very different from like the other BAs for Knuckles.
Yeah.
Like his is more like mellow and deep voice. It's not like Dan Green's where it's like over the top, like screaming every time he speaks. Or anything.
Mm,
But
yeah. That's one thing I've always loved about Scott's Knuckles. And I told him this. I said, you know, I've said to him like how much I love his Knuckles, and he was saying how like he doesn't want to make Knuckles a hothead
mhm,
because Knuckles is portrayed, currently really like he's got the layers to him, but he's also got that hot-headed attitude which they keep giving him. But Scott never gave him that. He gave him that kind of responsibility to Knuckles, where he's more like, I've got like a purpose to fulfill. I'm the guardian of the Master Emerald, and you can really feel it and everything. And yeah, I mean, I told him, I said, you'll always be Knuckles to me, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
Aw, that's sweet.
Like I kind of feel like Davy Mitchell is like a balance. Like
The balance of
I
hothead and responsible.
yeah, like because especially in Frontiers, he's very like a balance of all of culmination of Knuckles. Like
mm,
because he kind of berates Sonic. Great, I'm still Ghost. I'm working on that. Like, and then there's also that weird. I don't know why they animated their eyelids like that. Like they kind of give that sexy smug look or something in Frontiers.
Oh my gosh.
I know people made a meme about it. I'm like, I can see why people are taking it this way. But I do agree, like Scott's Knuckles, he just keeps him grounded, responsible, so I totally get it. Um
yeah,
yeah, because when you hear his normal voice, it's like you're kind of like, this is the same dude who voices the deep voice Knuckles? Like
yeah,
it's so weird, right? Like it felt like surreal because it's like, whoa,
yeah.
he has a
He,
deep
he mentioned he mentioned how his voice is quite similar to Ryan Drummond. So at times in the recording studio, they say, "Oh, you're starting to sound too much like Ryan. Go back to Knuckles."
Oh yeah, because because of because otherwise Knuckles just be sounding like Sonic and Sonic Adventure.
Yeah,
Like,
because a lot of people, I don't know if people remember, but Ryan Drummond was Knuckles in Sonic Shuffle, which I
mhm,
think not many people played that game, so maybe people didn't know.
yeah,
And the voice sounded similar to how Scott does it, so I think that's probably what we're trying to replicate.
yeah, yeah, for
Bro.
sure. um, but
I mean, I
uh,
like Sonic Shuffle. I like Sonic Shuffle. I think it's quite a nice little game.
yeah, I know most people are just gonna say it's like a Mario Party ripoff, though. If anything, in a nutshell, you
Wow.
know. um, but but yeah, like meeting those BAs was like I've met most of them. Like the only ones I like that I wanted to meet was was Lee, David, and Scott. And Lee was he's such a chill guy to chat with. Like, um, I actually asked him about what it was like working with Jim Carrey, and he actually told me a specific scene in Sonic Movie 2 is and he asked me and my friend Super Dan, do you remember that scene where Robotnik like kind of puts the quill, like Sonic's blue quill in his mouth and he does that weird twitchy thing?
Yeah.
Was that in the first movie or the second?
He said second movie.
Really? I thought it
That's
was
the
in
first
the
one,
first.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. He said second movie for some reason when I talked to him. I'm like, okay. But he said, like, if you notice in the scene where he gives that weird, disgusted look, when Jim Carrey did that, he said he only did that because he ruined the previous takes because every time he did that, he kept laughing. And and so what he had to do was that he had to do a disgusted face and look away because every time he did it, he messed up the take. And he literally said, Jim told me this, you ruined the take, Lee. Like, gave him a serious look. So that's a little funny story about it, from what Lee told me. I'm like, oh. And he's like, if you see that specific scene where I'm giving a disgusted look, it's like, yeah, I'm trying not to laugh. I'm like, oh, and I said that's a very good improvisation, because it kind of gives the impression um that he's disgusted, right? But in reality, that's not the case. um, did you happen to have a chance to talk with Lee, Andrew?
I only said hello in the break room, and that's about it.
Uh,
That's how far I got. I don't know why I didn't go to see him. I think 'cause I was trying to be careful with my budget with money because when you fly out somewhere, you've got like a budget and you have to kind of be careful with it, especially out there for a few more days afterwards. You want
mm,
food and you don't know, if you're traveling anywhere else to check out other areas, you have to get cabs and stuff. So I guess for me, it was just budget reasons.
Yeah, I get that.
yeah, that's understandable. But hey, at least you said hi to him. At least that's
Yeah, and he smiled and he said hello back. So I've got that memory in my brain.
Yay!
I think Zoom, you were the one that said, "Don't worry, we're professionals." Right after the strawberry shortcake.
Yeah. Like that was like we were just causing complete chaos and he's just minding his business. He was tired.
like if for those in the audience in my live stream, if you ever meet Lee, he's one of the nicest people. He's just so chill. Literally, when all that chaotic strawberry shortcake stuff happened, he didn't mind it. He literally just said, "It's all good." Like, he didn't mind it at all. So, um, and hi, Rainboom. I see Rainboom in the chat. Hello.
And I just saw Rui. I am so sorry.
Hello.
Yeah. Did you happen to say hi to Ryan Bartley again, Andrew, or no? Or you kind of like, oh,
No, I didn't. No.
ah. Yeah. I was pretty surprised that but then again not surprised at all that Jason and Lisa had the longest lines. Like all the other VAs, not really lines at all.
Honestly, that was like kind of the reason why I wanted to back out as well.
No, luckily you didn't. Luckily,
Yeah,
you
that's a
didn't.
good thing. Thanks,
Because
Dad.
because at least you have that photo doom and that signed piece, signed art piece that Lisa signed.
Hmm.
I kind of love that Lisa had her hair pink.
Yeah, that was so cute.
I'm pretty sure you noticed it too, Andrew, right?
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
I was like, hey yo, representing Amy here. the pink hair. Let's go.
Yeah. And Ryan was wearing blue, and Scott had red, and David Humphrey was wearing black, if I recall.
Yeah, that's actually correct.
Yeah, they're representing their characters.
Yeah.
From outfits or hair.
I'm trying to remember what colored shirt did Jason wear. Do you remember?
I think his was also black.
Oh.
If he was wearing blue jeans or something, I wouldn't notice.
I'm gonna give you the photo. Hold on, I got my phone.
You tell me. You met him. You tell me. Unless the bottom half was cut.
He was wearing, it looks like on here, black jeans and a black shirt with Yoshi on it.
Sure.
I just love the way he just says sure. That's so interesting that he's wearing like. Wait, I was trying. What does that word say on his shirt? Actually, I'm curious. Kind of hard to tell because his hand's like blocking. I think the first.
Yeah.
Just gonna look at the video with him and True Blue. Just gotta find that because I'm actually curious too. Let me see that.
I actually find it cool that you and Ryan are the same height, Andrew.
Yeah. On my photo, we're almost doing the same pose. It's crazy. Our hands are literally the same. Our arms.
Great minds think alike.
And we got the same ears.
Are you telling me you and Ryan are related?
You mean he's my dad?
Oh my god.
Next time I see him, Dad.
I'm trying to remember, was David like the same height or is he a little bit taller than you, Andrew?
Oh, is he? Yeah, he was a bit taller. Yeah.
And then what about you and Scott? Were you guys about the same height?
Let me have a look. He was slightly smaller.
Slightly smaller. Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure if he's hunching a bit in my picture. I don't know. I don't know if it's the angle. I need to.
How dare you, Fort?
I think he's hunching, you know. But I was super happy for you both that you got to beat the VAs you wanted to beat.
Yeah, they're really sweet.
Yeah, they're all lovely people.
Welcome.
And
to
Ryan's my inspiration for Sonic, and Scott's my inspiration for Knuckles. So it's a full circle.
Yeah. Welcome to my world. You get to meet a lot of VAs nowadays. That's why I didn't really need photo with Ryan Drummond because I already got one like several years ago.
Like, I've already got you.
Yeah, like most of them I already met. Like Ryan Bartley, like I met her at the Sonic VA signing at Game Room. And Lisa I just happened to meet at San Diego Comic-Con last year.
Yeah, you told me this.
Yeah, I remember when I got that photo, I immediately DM'd it to you, Doom. Oh my gosh, it was great. But also, I'm very curious to know about that Rebel VA improv that you guys were a part of. So tell us, tell us your thoughts about that.
Yeah, I loved it. It was great. It was very surreal to be on stage with Sydney being Tails, and we got to do a Sonic and Tails thing, and it was just so good. I really liked that. I was just like, here we are, actually bantering as Sonic and Tails live on stage. This is a surreal experience. Yeah, that was fun. I also really enjoyed the skit I did with Chris here. That was really fun. I really enjoyed the whole Sonic and Omochao thing. And I'm just like, we need to turn that into a panel because that was so funny.
You just have one interaction, like, we need to have this a pet.
Yeah, it was just really funny. He's just like put him to sleep, and I'm like, go to sleep. No, I'm telling you, please. No.
It was great. Like, how about you, Doom? I know you did one with Boone, so I wanted to know what was going through your head when you were doing that improv with Boone.
Honestly, I know that people would usually portray Sally and Amy as like enemies or something, but knowing how the comics are and knowing how sweet Boone is, I can't be mean to her. Yeah. I cannot. She's like the freaking sweetest person, and I'm still not over the fact how she looks somewhat related to me. I'm still not over that. Like same hair color, same skin tone. Wait, where? I'm still not over this. Like she could possibly be my sister, and like I look more related to her than my actual sibling.
Oh. Aww.
If I showed you a picture between me and my sisters and me and Boone, you'll understand why.
Oh.
She looks more like my twin than my Irish twin.
Oh. I'm very curious, Doom. What was the other skit you did?
Charmy and Omochao?
Oh, okay. Oh, so both of you did do one with Chris. That's so ironic.
Yeah.
Looks like because I think you were like Charmy for that one, right, Doom?
The Charmy and Omochao skit, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. I was like, that's so ironic. Where did that, I'm very curious. I don't exactly remember. Where did that conversation go when you were doing that skit with?
I actually don't know. Like, what the heck was I supposed to say? Like, I thought like knowing Charmy's a child, I thought he would like whine about this, and then all of a sudden, like, Chris just has like a whole army of Omochaos.
Oh, no.
Like, how does Charmy react to this? And by himself, of all things.
Yeah,
Vector and Espio weren't there.
One Omochao is enough. Thank you very much.
I don't know how to go about it with the skit. Like, what was I supposed to say?
I don't remember. How did the conversation with Sonic and Omochao go, Andrew?
It went on something about Sonic has to put Omochao to sleep, and he just kept resisting. And it's just like, and they start threatening each other by the end of it, and it just escalated.
Dang.
I was wondering, were you trying to turn Omochao off or something, or what was?
I think Sonic at the end threatened to turn him off. He's like, "I'm going to turn you off." It just escalated.
Oh my god!
It was really fun. I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, that was a good skit. I also enjoyed doing Orbot with MC being Cubot. That was really fun.
Oh yeah, that bit was pretty cute too. I was like, "Hey, Orbot and Cubot." I'm very curious. Who actually chose the pairs?
I believe there was Kelp. He wanted to make sure everyone had like 2 each and stuff. That's why anyone who had an understudy got to do the understudy and their role and stuff like that.
Ah, gotcha.
But then we had time for like 2 more or something, and then Sonic and Omochao were picked, and I believe Tails and Rouge were picked as well. So I think us 4 got to do 3 times in the end.
Gotcha. It was really cool because my friend Super Dan actually asked a question. And one of them, I forgot which characters it was, but he did ask a question or gave them a prompt or something. I forgot what the prompt was. But yeah.
You recorded some of them, right?
Yeah, I have to look back at the videos. I didn't record all of them because I wanted to take some photos because it was also my job to take photos.
How dare.
Yeah,
Damn.
but I managed to get the ones that I did manage to record. But
Mm.
I think what was you know it would have been cool if I was just gonna ask I was just gonna ask like a funny question, just to make it funny. So no one told you life was gonna be this way, and then if you guys reacted with the clap, I would have laughed. I, I was gonna make that joke and then have the audience be confused. What? I'm like, come on, you don't know the Friends theme song? Like, um,
Mm.
yeah,
I
but
mean, yeah, the skits are really fun, and it's the chemistry makes it. We all have such good chemistry with each other with our characters. That's why it comes across as so fun and nice.
mhm.
Um, like doing Orbot and MC doing Qbot. It just works. I don't know if my Orbot would work without MC. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah. It's kind of like, you can't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without the jelly or the peanut butter.
yeah,
Or the bread.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
kind of like that, it's kind of like if Kelp like paired Orbot with somebody else, I'm not sure if it would work, depending on who Orbot would have been paired with, but hey,
Yeah.
like, it got paired with MC, so it's like, hey, Orbot and Qbot just makes sense. I know it was MC's first time there. Shout out to MC.
Hey, MC.
Yeah, I'm trying. I know. For the first timers going to the Revel in person, other than Andrew and Doom here, was MC. Okay, I'm trying to think. I think it was. I know Arena's been to the previous ones. Hmm. I'm trying to think. Uh, yeah,
True Blue?
Kelp, True
Blue
Blue,
Blue.
Kelp, True Blue, Kelp. Yeah, Kelp. It was
Rockstar. Was Rockstar's
I
first
think
maybe?
Rockstar was there last year.
yeah, he was
Ah,
there
okay.
last year. So I'm just naming the ones it was their first time this year. So those are the people I can think at the top of my head. But I know Arena was there like previous years. Uh, but But yeah, it was great to like have more of the Rebel cast there because that was like a rarity, if anything. So I'm so glad we got more of the Rebel cast attend who attended
Mm.
this year. And that's how we were able to at least replace Emmy's panel with the Rebel VA improv panel. So you could say it worked out at least. Um
Oh, definitely, yeah. Because the Q&A, there were so many of us on stage. We only got through 4 questions.
oh
I
yeah.
think it was four. I think it was 4.
Yeah, 4 questions. That's all we did, and it's like, and we originally were gonna have the Q&A with improv, and it's like, how would we do that?
Yeah,
Knowing
I
how many of us there are.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was better to split it because that way all the improv gets all of the spotlight, and then the Q&A is like later on. So um but I know when you guys did that Q&A aspect later on during the Revo in person, like you guys actually did like a sing along to Breakthrough and all, I think, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
find it.
did.
I still find it funny how like Ladise was just handing out mics and I just snatched it from her.
I saw that in Kevin's video. I'm like, snap, girl.
I'm trying to get the party going on, and then you were just clapping.
I was just in my head. I'm like, snap, girl.
Listen, that song means a lot to me because True Blue got impatient. You understand why.
Yeah, I remember you told me the story.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I was so glad that you guys had a lot of fun. I had to be sure I got photos and everything. um And then and of course I was also hanging out with my other BFFs. And it was pretty cool because in case for those who don't know, for those who bought the Sonic Revolution 10th anniversary fan comic, if you know the back, I actually designed the back of that comic, like the actual back.
Which is really cool.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was actually tasked by Sega to design that back. For it. I was pretty surprised she reached out to me because I was like, I thought you were gonna have like one of the other artists do it, you know? But she reached out to me and I said, sure. And she just gave me the creative direction for that. And yeah, for those who actually purchased the physical copy, now you know I actually designed the back of that.
Now you know.
So you could say I contributed to the anniversary comic without meaning to.
Hey.
But I've read through the fan comic. It's great. Like all of the artists who contributed to it did such a fantastic and amazing job. Like it literally looks legit. Like it looks like something that IDW would pump out, if anything. Like that's how great of the quality the fan comic is. I know when it was revealed that there was a cover variation of Amy dressed as Cardcaptor Sakura. What was your full thoughts on that, Doom?
Like I was screaming from how cute it was because it's Amy and I love her. I was also thinking card capture Sakura.
Oh my gosh.
Sakura.
That one cartoon night where they kept saying Sakura and it broke you during cartoon nights. Like you were questioning why are they saying it like that? I'm like, I don't know. They tried to Americanize the name.
Why would they Americanize Sakura?
I don't know. But it was. But have you guys read it? I'm very curious.
Nope.
Nope.
Aw, it's a really great comic. I enjoyed it. I think that I was like in line for Scott. I was actually reading it. I was just like, I'm curious to know. And of course I saw like people's OCs in there too. I think the cutest thing is Knuckles dresses Clow. It was great. I was not expecting that. I was just like, oh. um but yeah, the fan anniversary comic, I highly recommend you guys read it. It's really good.
Where do we read it?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I think that's more of a question for Sake of You, not me.
Sake of You! What's it coming out in online or something?
Because like I said, she was the head of gathering all these artists together. So and for those who don't know, she brought in Gabsam. So she brought in Gabsam, Aiden, I believe Jonathan Dobbs. I think Tracy Yardley was also involved. I need to, yeah, like they got like prominent like Sonic artists in the community. Like Segami, I gotta give her props for that. Like I'm just like I'm surprised she pulled this off, because pulling off like a full blown fan comic, just before the in person, I commend people who are able to do that. That was just impressive. Like
it's real. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I was surprised. I was just like, I can't believe that, like, and for those who and like I said, I really appreciate everyone for all of the support because of the Kickstarter. I'm very curious, like, if you guys hypothetically wanted to buy something from the Kickstarter, what would it have been though?
That's Scourge hoodie?
Ooh, the Scourge hoodie.
I like hoodies,
I-
that's why.
I can't remember what was in the Kickstarter.
Then look at it!
Yeah, the Scourge hoodie was designed pretty well. I remember Shane was actually wearing it too. And it's pretty nice. I know they also had like the villain keychains, the stickers. And I know one of the keychains actually had a standee and it was made by Adam Bryce Thomas. And it was the one with Supersonic, Super Silver, and Huge Zabok. I'm not sure if you remember that, Andrew.
What was that? Sorry, I was trying to look at the Kickstarter. What?
There was a specific like keychain that actually got like a special standee thing. Like a acrylic
Oh.
stand or something. Yeah, acrylic stand. And it was like Supersonic, Super Silver, and Huge Zabok, which was a reference, you know, to the Sonic IDW issue in the Metal Virus arc.
Mm. To be honest, if I had to put money with the Kickstarter thing, I'd probably just go for everything.
Everything. It's like, I'm gonna buy the entire thing.
Your bank account just casually grows.
I'm gonna buy everything. Yeah, everything looks so good. I'd go for everything.
Mm. I'm very curious. Were you surprised about the Wes Weasley, like just as Cupid? What was your guys' reaction to that?
I love it. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's gross.
Yeah, I just
I think
found
it's
it
funny.
just found it hilarious that like someone brought up. Oh my gosh, they actually brought up an obscure character from a long time.
A character nobody remembers.
Yeah. I was pretty surprised that we decided to bring in this character. I'm like, that's interesting. I think I'm very curious which villain keychain did you guys like in terms of the design?
I don't remember any of them. Hang on.
It's actually in the store. So go on the Rebel's Twitter, Doom, and there's a link to the shop because we actually it's actually been revealed on August 1st that we actually have a Sonic Revolution shop where you can buy if you missed out on the Kickstarter and the backer kits, you can buy some of the stuff there. Even the fan
Wait, we have a
comics.
shop?
Yes, actually.
Bro, you didn't know that?
Maybe I did, but I forgot. I don't know.
How dare you? I'm gonna say like
Sorry.
E117 Sigma and the Scrapniks because that's really cute. Look at them. Look at them. It's so cute.
Oh yeah, the Scrapniks, yeah. That one I was like,
Oh,
wow.
here's the shop. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, I got there in the end. Oh, they were very nice. Ooh. Ooh. You know what? I quite like this Surge.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll go for Surge. Surge is cool.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, Hikari Vinny did such a great job on Surge and Kit. They look great. Like they captured the essence of the characters so well. It's great. I think the one I was not expecting was the one that Gabs did of like Silver and Blaze, and it was like the garden from a reference to the Sonic IDW.
Victory Garden.
Victory Garden. I was not expecting that because I thought all of the keychains were like more villain-like because you know that was the theme this year.
Meanwhile, Silver and Blaze are just gardening and happy.
I was not expecting it, but I love it because they're so adorable in chibi style. Like Gabs did such a great job on that. Shout out to Gab Sam.
I also like the villain rap the villain rap battle print. Like it has like there's like characters across from each other, like Metal Sonic and Fleetway, Starline and Dr. Finitivus, Surge and Scourge, and like that's really cool, I'll admit.
Yeah, that one was great. Like I was like when I saw Surge across from Scourge, I'm like, it just makes sense. Their names just sound so similar. You need to have them like
Not gonna talk about how Starline is basically Finitivus if he was a platypus.
That actually makes that makes a lot of sense. Oh my gosh, but yeah, this is for I don't know how long it's going to be up, but if you missed out on the Kickstarter backer kits, or if you didn't have a chance to go to the in-person, here's your chance. We actually have a shop.
Yeah, there's the comic as well.
Hurry before they run out.
Yeah, the comic is also there too. It has both of the variations. So if you want a preferred one, if you want one or the other, they are separate. So you can choose which cover you prefer. Like I said, I actually got the one with Amy dressed as our captor Sakuda because I love Magical Girl, and Amy dressed as one of my favorite magical girls just makes sense. um, but yeah, the story for the fan comic was written by Gigi Dutry, Lorenzo Hall, and Segamu. And then the line art, according to this, line art was Aiden I, Gap Sam, Segamu, Starly, Tracy Yardley, and Tyler McGrath. And the colors is by Jonathan Dobbs and Rick Mack. So we did at least get like I think a few people who work on IDW. So to work on this, I was pretty impressed. I'm just like, I can't believe that Segamu, we gotta give huge props to Segamu bringing all these artists together and being able to finish all that, because
honestly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that means? It's official! Hey!
Hey!
Yeah. But hopefully with for those, if you do order the fan comic, hopefully you enjoy, because I enjoyed it. Like it was definitely worth the money. Yeah, I think my favorite keychain is probably I would have to say it's between the Surgeon Kit and Agent Stone. I think the Agent Stone one was pretty cute.
It is cute.
I was like, "Hey, yo, let's go!" It's Agent Stone, and of course, with the cherry on top, we ended up getting the actual actor who who played Agent Stone in the films. I was pretty surprised we actually managed to get him for Revo in person.
Hopefully next time be Jim Carrey himself.
Oh my gosh, that would be a tall order.
It would.
Because it's like Jim Carrey he's pretty big in Hollywood. So it would be a huge miracle if we did get him though.
It would.
Probably be expensive.
Yeah.
It would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll get Idris Elba as well. It's like, oh my gosh. Ben Schwartz.
If that were to happen, I'm bringing my mom instead of my dad.
Oh my god.
I think Keanu Reeves.
No, that's too much, bro. That's too much.
That's really pushing it. Like getting movies.
I think Keanu Reeves would actually do it though. He seems like a very nice guy who's like, you just do anything. You know what I mean?
He passed up an opportunity of Marvel just to join a SpongeBob movie. So I see your point.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. But I'm very curious actually. Let me see where. Um like did you buy anything from like the artist alley? I'm very curious if you guys did.
No, but somebody
No.
got it from me.
Ah, yeah, gotcha. I know who you
Yeah. Yeah, Rockstar gave me an art print of domestics, and it was like this little summer Son Amy art, and I love how we got Tribute to sign it saying be good. I told my mom about it, and she thought it was sweet.
Aw. How about you, Andrew?
I didn't buy anything from the art, sadly. But I did buy a Fang plush.
Hey.
I took and I took a picture of it and sent it to Nays as well on the day. So he's like, "Hey," I said I brought you today.
More like I bought you.
I brought you.
Wait! Oh! I need to stop.
How much
Shit,
was
dang!
I knew that was coming. You're like, dude's like, I better stop myself before we go into that. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
didn't you like one of you say, do you have a shadow plush? And I was like, yes.
That was me. That was me.
That was you, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm wondering, you know what? I've always wondered, do you have a shadow plush? You're like, yeah. You want me to make a love scene out of it? Yeah!
Oh my god. I was like I think you bought that from Sega Muse booth, right?
I think so, yeah.
Because I think Sega Muse was the only one selling plushies, so I think that's the most plausible that
Yeah, because those plushies are hard, like, to get over here. So
yeah.
I had to take the chance. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a thing. I want him. I gotta buy him.
How much did you pay? I'm very curious.
Or overall, or just for Fang?
For Fang?
I'm gonna double check. It's on my record thingy.
You kind of like, let me, you kind of like, let me check.
Let's have a look. So in dollars, $68.87.
Whoa.
That's actually kind of disappointing.
But for me, but then it translates for pounds, so it's £54.
Gotcha.
Wait, let me double check. That was that was Fang, yeah.
Oh. Because I know plushies are expensive now. I remember they
They
used
are.
to be affordable.
Yeah, my dad spent $75 for a Warhog plush. Thanks, Dad.
Wow. Yeah. Because back in the day when they first released, they were like probably in the 20s. Yeah, and I have like a lot of like the GE Sonic plushes, and I only paid like in the 20s. So hearing that they're like in the 60s now, what? Oh, like that's expensive.
Yeah.
That's just wild.
Well, gotta make a living.
Gotta make a living somehow. Just giving other people our autographs.
Yeah. So be sure everyone, for those who didn't know, we actually do have a Sonic Revolution shop. So there's your chance to get some of the merch.
Please, we need the money.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
please. We need to eat.
but I was pretty surprised that the Kickstarter was pretty successful. All those beautiful graphics was me that you saw in the Kickstarter. Um, and I was working closely with Sega Mew on that. So Sega Mew is MVP. Like she was a trooper. Like whenever she needed something, if I didn't understand, she was very patient with me, and everything. So
You guys make a good team.
yeah, it was pretty stressful at the same time, because during the Kickstarter month, it was pretty stressful. Like I had to put all my live streams on a hiatus for that reason. So I had to make sure all those posts that you kept seeing, like, oh, oh, nice, all those guest announcements and updates on the Kickstarter. Yeah, a lot of work, but it was definitely worth it. um I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, Andrew, I've been meaning to ask, like,
Hmm.
the after party dinner. What did you think of that?
Yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed it. It was very relaxed, very chilled. Just sitting there chilling, chatting, eating
It was
food. I had a lovely. What did I have again? Like a tuna sandwich thing. It was very nice with the chips
yeah.
or
Chips?
fries. Fries.
Yeah, because I know in the UK you guys call it chips, right? Like fries you call
We do,
chips.
yes. We call it like fish and chips, and yeah,
Did I really just forget you're British?
you did.
Like I know you've been British for like ever since I saw you, or something like that. How did I forget?
Oh my gosh. It was great because, like, at least, you at least got to eat something that was similar to Denny's. Um
Mm.
yeah, like that was the first time I ate there too, because I've never heard of this place. When they suggested, I'm like, what's this place? I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
Um
what is the norms?
yeah, that's literally what the restaurant is called, dude. We're not kidding. It's called Norms.
From what I
Yeah.
heard, I know that's what the restaurant is called because of others that went.
Yeah. It was very weird. I'm just like, why is it called this? But
The
um
norm.
The
yeah,
norms.
it was pretty cool because my friend Super Dan was nice enough to drive to give Andrew Rockstar and yeah, and Kevin a ride.
Yeah.
Because Maybella wanted to hang out with Ultimate and she wanted to go there with Ultimate. So I'm like, okay, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was all good, you know. It wasn't too far from the venue either, so it was
Yeah.
all pretty much fun. I know I think I ordered, trying to remember what I ordered actually.
You had
Mm,
a soup, didn't you? Did you have a soup?
yeah, I had a soup like later though. I didn't have it I didn't have it at the beginning because they kind of took their time, which like it's fine.
Yeah.
I had a bit of soup. The soup was good. Um, I know it came with the thing that I ordered though. I don't know why because the thing that I already had was pretty filling. um,
Yeah.
but
We also didn't we also had that weird lady approach our table, didn't we? That wasn't she homeless or something? She just
yeah,
came in and was just, like trying to talk to us, and we just looked at each other like, "What is she
yeah,
saying? What do we do?"
yeah. We're kind of just
Wow.
like it was just weird. We're just like yeah. uh,
Yeah. I don't know
it
if she
was
wanted our food or just wanted us to pay for her or something. I don't know what was going on.
yeah, it was very weird. I'll say that for sure.
And I
um,
remember asking, going, "Is this normal? Does this always happen?" Because
oh,
I'm
Just
used
so
to
you know,
this.
yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does happen.
Uh,
It's
like
okay,
not.
'cause, yeah,
It's not just in California. It happens almost everywhere in America because America sometimes sucks.
oh
mhm.
wow,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but where I live, that's very rare. So that's why I
Really?
was yeah, it's very rare where I live. Like I don't see that happen often where I live. So that's
Dang,
why I
I
was
must be living in the ghetto then.
but it was like Yeah, it was just a little weird, but I know but we had a lot of fun. It was great because I think we were like the first. Our group was the first one there. And
Yeah.
I think Ultimate and Maybella came like maybe a little bit later. Um, and stuff because I know the others came later because I think they want to relax a bit before going to the restaurant. If anything, I'm not sure what Ultimate was doing, but I'm pretty sure I think he wanted to drop his stuff off at the hotel and then head over there.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm kind of thinking that's what it was. um, I immediately just had to ride with my friend Super Dan because he was my ride home anyway. So, um, but it was great. Just like
Jesus Christ.
oh,
Oh. Why
you
can that
okay?
fly again?
But
Darn music chow.
but I think what yeah we definitely had like a lot of fun. I think like the last ones to come was like Shane and Leticia, I think, right? And Griff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think they need to be sure everything was packed up, I think, because they had to oversee it, at the venue that everything was packed up and and it's
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, so but I think what was really cool is that I got to enjoy a dessert as well. Very well deserved dessert. um yeah, the dessert was great. um trying to think what else. Oh yeah,
Yeah, and Kevin had the strawberry shortcake.
oh yeah, he did.
Wow.
It was his turn to have some cake after he gave the
Yeah.
after he gave the 2 slices of strawberry shortcake he bought for you both. I'm curious, Andrew, did you eat the one that Kevin gave you? The one that you recorded yourself, that Kevin sent in
Yeah,
Barcelona?
I had it in the hotel.
Question is, did you eat all of it?
I ate most of it. I shared it with my mum.
Aw, that's nice. What'd your mom think?
Oh, thank goodness I'm not the only one.
Yeah, she loved it. My mum loves cake, so
My dad's
in
vegan,
fact,
so I don't know.
our family love cake. Actually, we love our cake. Whenever we have a cake on birthdays and stuff, it's all finished and gone.
Shrek!
Oh my gosh. But I'm really glad that you both enjoyed the cake because I know that was like both of your guys' first time eating it too. So it's like, okay, we need to change that.
Yeah.
I never told my dad about it.
Oh.
The one funny thing was my mum thought it was out of date at first because obviously for us dates are the other way around. Like the dates are different in the UK and US. I said, "Mum, we're in the US, remember?" She's like, "Oh yeah."
Let's make bad decisions since we're in the US.
It's in date. It's just the other way around. In the UK, it's the other way around. She's like, "Oh yeah."
I still like your mom is such a delight to talk to, Andrew.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if I had any. I don't know if I talked to her that much, but I know she's pretty sweet. It's the look on her face.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I remember. I think your mom was telling like a story to me, Kelp, and my friend Super Dan, and I was just like, oh.
What was that story?
Was that the story about me nearly being born in the car park?
Was it?
I think it was, yes.
Yeah, I remember. I remember his mom was telling the story. I'm like, oh wow, she's laying it out there, isn't she? In
Man,
my head.
not only is your mom sweet, she's also tough. Like she has to deal with you.
Oh my god.
That's how tough she is.
Um, my origin story. I was almost born in the car park, coming out way too early and way too fast.
If your mom hears this, let her know that she's awesome. And I'm sorry that I never get a chance to tell her that.
It was really like Rebel in person was just so much fun. Like that weekend was my favorite weekend in June, pretty much, because I got to hang with Andrew and Kelp and my friend Super Dan and Andrew's mom at Universal Studios Hollywood the day before. um, and and I looked at how much it has changed because it's like, whoa, it has been a long time since I've been here to Universal Studios. Um, but it was also great. I think the favorite highlight was pretty much when we rode the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge game.
Yeah, that was so fun.
It's a really great ride, dude. It's a VR thing. Like they give you like a headset and they give you one part of it and then the vizier part is like on the cart thing when you get on the cart ride and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's almost like you're hallucinating seeing Mario characters everywhere.
I think the only time I've ever rode on a cart was when there's like a Home Depot cart just standing around, like stranded at my apartment complex, and like me and my we were like, "You want to ride on it? Hell yeah!"
It was great. Like I think before we even got off, Andrew Help like did his like shadow voice. You better do well. Like in his shadow.
Yeah.
It was great. Like it was a lot of fun that we got to do that. Like we waited like 2 hours, I think, because it was the
I
last
think wasn't it 3 hours?
I don't know. I think
That pause is crazy.
maybe 2 or 3. I'm kind of in between there. Because
Yeah, 2 hours and a half. Let's just say that.
yeah, because I know during the time when we were about to get in line for the Mario Kart thing, my dad called. It's like, "Are you guys done?" And I'm like, "No, we're going on our last day for the day." Like my dad called and he's like, "Hey, do you want to eat at Denny's?" And very ironic, they literally the Revo before in-person event dinner was at a Denny's but at a different location. So my parents invited my friend Super Dad Maybella because they know them so well for dinner to eat with us. And we actually ended up having a great experience. Like they were very they gave us great hospitality, you know. Very great. Yeah. And then
Cool.
I asked the others, um, how was your guys' Denny's experience? And they had the complete opposite. I'm like, I'm so sorry that happened. Like I literally told, and I said, I give my condolences. I was like, I'm sorry that happened. Like I felt so bad that they got the opposite experience from the one that me and my friends got. Um,
Yeah.
mhm. Like, but what did you think of the inside, Andrew? Of the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge? Because that line, like, we literally get to see Bowser's library.
Yeah, I really liked that. I thought I wish I had my phone with me because I left it with my mum. Because I wasn't expecting the queue to be that long. I thought it'd be about an hour or maybe like 1 hour and a half. But I wasn't expecting nearly 3. But yeah, it was great. Great to see all the interior and seeing all those little statues and things and Bowser's library and his plans, his what he plans to do and stuff. And yeah, it was so nice.
Yeah, it was just like it was so massive, like like you could clearly see a stacks of books and shelves. I'm just like, I love all these references. The references were
Yeah.
great. I was not expecting it at all. Like, wow. I'm like, and I'm kind of like, now we know where all this money went into.
The Bowser's Castle.
but But I think what was pretty cool, like I think the thing that annoyed me the most when we were on that ride is that literally whenever I tried to hit one of the Koopalings, Toad always got in the way, and I always had to like stop myself before I hit him. And I'm like, Toad, and I said, Toad, get out of the way. I don't want to lose coins because of you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun though. I mean, sometimes I hit Luigi, but
You
I'm like,
hit
well, you got in the way, man. It's your fault.
you hit Luigi?
Yeah.
How dare!
He got in my way. I was shooting the Koopalings and stuff, and he gets in the way. I'm like, screw it. Boom.
Yeah.
Dang!
Because if you didn't know Doom, the goal of it is that you're when you ride it, you're basically Team Mario, and then you just gotta hit all of the Koopalings, who's on Team Bowser. And if you end up hitting any of the Mario characters, you lose coins because of it. And I'm like, gosh darn it. Luckily, I didn't hit any of them. I just got annoyed whenever Toad got in my way. And I said, Toad, get out of the way. I don't want to hit you. um,
Meanwhile, with me, I'm like, shoot everything.
like it was kind of weird because I'm not sure. Like Andrew, did you have to like tilt your head a bit just so you can see how many shells you had? Because I had
Oh
to do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It
I
was
kept
kind
looking
of
down, going, "What's left?" Oh, okay, I ran out of shells.
Yeah, it's kind of a little weird they did it like that though, because it's like, man, it's like I'm gonna get a neck ache if I do that, you know? Like, I wish it was kind of like more, where you can look up, because that would be a little bit easy. Because luckily I didn't get no neck strain or anything, but but overall, like, I'm so glad Revel in person that you guys enjoyed yourselves too.
Yeah, I
It
miss
was
it.
fun.
I miss it already. It's one of the best experiences of my life, and
Right?
it was just so fun. And I enjoyed hanging with everybody, and it was just so good. It was nice to wrap up my whole experience of Subway with Josh before I flew back. So
I miss the time when Trubo just throws me over his shoulders.
Oh yeah. Well, was that like earlier during the convention or was that like later convention? I'm trying to remember when
I
that
don't
was.
know. He's been doing it multiple times, and he said I weigh like nothing. I'm like
wow.
he said like it's like holding a couple of grapes.
Oh, oh wow. Oh wow. But I remember the sad moment when you had to leave us, dude. Before we
I
went to the gym.
know.
I was like, no, you're leaving us. But we
Hotels
managed.
are expensive.
But we actually managed to get like a group photo. um, and of course, it's a photo I will cherish forever. And I actually did a redraw of it, which was used in the thumbnail for this live stream because I had to.
Stop! I missed you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One of these days, if you guys do come before Revo, maybe we could try to go to Disney. An idea?
Ooh.
Don't mind the music
Yeah.
chair on the back.
I mean, I do hope to come back next year. I mean, we shall see. I am aiming to start saving now. So
I actually don't know. I actually don't know. Like maybe, hopefully. Please?
Because I know, Andrew, you haven't been to Disneyland yet either. So.
No, I haven't. I would love to go.
I literally gave up going to Disneyland to see you guys.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to Disneyland in so long. Like the last time I went was like probably grad night of high school, and that was like almost like 12 years ago at this point. So no wait, actually 11 actually. Yeah. It was actually 2011-ish, 2012-ish. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 2012, yeah.
Dang, I was a child.
But yeah, any final thoughts about your experience about Revo in person?
Final thought. Who wants to go first?
I don't know.
I guess I'll try and go first. Final thoughts. I had a fantastic time. It was one of the best weekends of my life. I enjoyed everything about it. It was having my first experience in the US. Happens to be a Sonic experience. Was just brilliant. Meeting everybody was great, and it just feels very surreal. I do look back at the photos quite often because that's how much I miss it. So,
I do the same thing.
Yeah. And that's my final thoughts. It was brilliant. I loved meeting everybody, the guests, you guys. Yeah, I love it.
Oh.
I swear, if you cry, I swear. Like I loved my first experience too, and you guys make it so special. And I feel like whenever I talk to you guys, it's like I've known you guys for all my life.
Oh. Oh, that's it. Like I said, you guys are like my siblings. Like we like it kind of feels like we built like this like sibling bond over time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like you two, I look at the photos too. So all three of us think alike. And that's just how you know that we missed the moments we spent together at the Rebel in person event.
And I was there for like I can't remember like half the day. It sucks. Like I had to fly on the plane. I had to fly on the plane like the same day twice.
Oh, but hopefully, I'm so glad we got to meet each other in person, and we got to actually make it our official thing. And now we're doing this stuff now.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy that this whole thing started because I wanted to have you and Andrew do like a Sonic and Amy skit for Revel Online like 2 years ago, and then now look how much it has evolved, and we pretty much are like we're like BFFs, and we formed the team Serenity now, and now we're doing these live streams. So it's just look how much we have evolved throughout these 2 years. Like
That's true.
It's just crazy, um but yeah, that's my final thoughts for this. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the second live stream of Team Serenity, where we talk about Sonic Revolution 2024 in-person event experience. It was a long time coming because we did this literally a month, 2 months ish later after the in-person event. But I want to thank you all for tuning in. Of course, I got to give shout outs here to my BFFs, Andrew and Doom. I want to thank you guys for doing another Team Serenity live stream.
Heck yeah!
Woohoo!
And you may never know, these Team Serenity live streams will pretty much be about anything within reason, and it's kid friendly. So um but
Me, I'm definitely not.
but also tune in tomorrow as I have the next episode of God Spotlight with Liaserenityrose, episode 19 Q&A with Chaos of the Protectors, Chris here. Yay!
Hey!
Woo!
The person who has been live streaming for my YouTube channel is finally getting his own Q&A for my Q&A series. So tune in, and that will be at 5 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET. So hopefully y'all come tune in for that. I'm also in the plannings for the next Sonic Lore with Radar. Keep a lookout for that, as well as the Lucky Charm podcast. And I believe I'm also in the planning for the next tank. We had to reschedule the Tangle and Blaze, so keep a lookout on when I announce the actual new date. For the next Tangle and Blaze, we will be doing a Q&A with Kevin. The amazing Kevin is getting his Q&A.
Hey!
Yeah,
Woo!
so I'm making dreams come true here. So stay tuned for that. And I'm kind of hinting that I am in the works for another special guest Q&A. I just no confirmation yet until they respond. But also the reason the next Goddess Spotlight is episode 19 instead of 18 is because I actually did an impromptu Q&A with one of the co-founders of the Sonic Speed Cafe during San Diego Comic-Con on Thursday of San Diego Comic-Con. So please go watch that. That is basically just a recording that my friend recorded for me, and it was just something impromptu that I wasn't expecting to do. But he gave me at least 19 minutes to do a Q&A, so please watch that. As that one is episode 18. So I want to thank you all again for tuning in. So have a good night, everyone. This is Leah signing out.